A house.
With a door.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ready to play?
What's the day?
It's Wednesday.
Hello. Have you ever listened to the noises that things around you make? What about this drawer? What sort of sound does it make? Swish, 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 swish. A swish and a bump. Swishing and bumping noise. There's something in here as well. Yes, there is. There's a can in here. What sort of noise do you think this will make? A clanking noise. There's something in here as well. Yes, there is. Paper clips. Metal paper clips. That's what was making the noise. Clank, 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 clank. What else do we have here? Paper. A rustling noise. What about these? Keys. What sort of noise do you think keys would make? A jangling sound. Jangle, 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 jangle. Isn't it? What about bells? Bells ringing. Do you think? Ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. What else do we have here? There's something here. There's a pencil sharpener. What noise do you think this would make? If I turn the handle, where, creech, 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 crunch, crunch, crunch. What else do we have here? It's not making any noise yet, but if you listen closely, you can hear the sound it makes. If I wind it up, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Clocks make very peaceful sounds.
Hello. This machine makes noises too. Do you know what it's called? It's called a typewriter. Here, I'll show you how it works. If I lift the top up, you can see the different knobs inside that print it onto the page. So you can type any word you like. I have a shopping list here. What do I need again? Oh, yes. S-O-A-P. Soap. Have a listen to the different sounds the typewriter makes. Put in some fresh paper. Straighten it up. Oh, that's a nice sound. Do you hear that? A bell? That's a good one. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. That's quite musical, isn't it? It's got a lot of rhythm. There's a piece of music called the typewriter song. It's a very fast-paced music. Most people use all their fingers, but I can only use 2. Are you ready? I didn't do very well with my 2 fingers, did I? Now it's your turn. Why don't you pretend you've got a typewriter with you? Ready with your fingers, loosen them up, give them a good bashing. Ready, steady, go.
Hello. Different musical sounds of all these things. First of all, low notes. Then high notes. La 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 la, low, 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 and all the other notes in between as well. Can you hear them going down? I'll go up again. I'll play a tune and you see if you know what it is. Do you know? Any guesses? Mary, Mary, quite contrary. I'll start again. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Different musical sounds with all these things. But how did the music of the world begin? Was it with a whistle or a violin? With a paw, 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 or the twinkle of a harp, or the booming of a big bass drum? Or did the wind swaying through the branches whisper a song? Did the rustling reeds and the buzzing bees sing a tune we have loved so long? Buzz, buzz.
Hello. Why don't you pretend you got a xylophone to play? I've got some other instruments here. I've got a big drum. Big drum. Have a listen. Good meaty sound there. Good. Deep. Then on this side, I've got a gong. I've got a big gong. Listen. A good sound. So, when you hear the drum, hit the drum. And you hear the gong, hit the gong. And when you hear the xylophone, give it a good play. Are you ready? Now what's first? Gong. Drum. Xylophone. Gong. Drum. Gong. Xylophone. Gong. Gong. Xylophone.
Boom, 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 boom. A big drum. A little drum. Rap-a-pa-pa, rap-a-pa-pa. A long xylophone. And a big, big gong. Different musical instruments. If I draw faces on these with eyes, tiny eyes, and with patterns, fluttering tails, crossing each other, flying high in the sky. What do you think these could be? They're kites, flying high in the sky. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. They're flown in a country called China. You can see them today through the square window. Are those birds or are they kites? They're kites. A lot of people come to see the kites fly. You need a bit of wind to fly a kite. A piece of string is on one end and you hold the other bit and it flies away into the air. There's one with a very long tail. I wonder if that one will fly.
Hello, this is the box for little Ted's shop. There you are, little Ted. So, what sort of shop is it going to be? Little Ted, he wants a shop that sells lots of different things. What sort of shop could that be? What about a grocer's? Yes, a grocery store. All right, yes, he likes that idea. Better put some shelves on so we can put things to go on.
Here, I've got some old boxes. Here's a nice one. This one already has shelves on it. I'll put that there. We've got lots and bits and pieces I've collected all together. I put these in here, balance them up, and I put this little jar here at the bottom. And something on top too, I think. Balance that. There we go.
Little Ted, I think I need you to sit in because it needs a cash register and a counter. This box will do perfect for the counter. And this will do great for the cash register to take all the money. So, there's something else it needs.
Perhaps you could do this for your toy. Perhaps you could collect all boxes and build a shop. These are sugar lumps. Balance them up. There we go.
Those look quite good. I'll put them up there. Now, these are those small things to put sweets into. They look quite good. I'll put them there with some more things on and, oh, look, I have another one of those jars. But it needs a front to it though, doesn't it? I'll grab this window and slide it in and see if it'll stick. Little Ted, hold on. Okay. What's that? The windows, they're a bit dirty. Well, I better go out and give them a clean so all the customers can see inside.
There you go, little Ted. Now that your window's all clean, you can see out of it. What's that, Mr. Ted? What'd you say? The play school clock. What time did it say?
We'll give you a clue. The time is the time that most shops open in the morning. Have another look. Do you know what it is? Well, the big hand is pointing straight towards the o'clock, which means it's something o'clock. And the little hand is pointing towards a number. Do you know the number? The number 9, which means it's 9 o'clock. Have a look underneath. There's a swing and a roundabout.
I need these for today's story. It's about a man called Mr. Patelli. He's an Italian man, but he left his country, Italy, a long time ago to live in this country. Mr. Patelli owned a shop. Here it is here. He had his name painted over the window, Patelli. On either side of his shop were large open areas. It was a park with swings and a roundabout. The children coming to play in the park used to pop in to Mr. Patelli's shop to buy some sweets of their pocket money. Mr. Patelli had lots of customers and used to love people coming into his shop, especially if they stayed for a chat.
Well, one day, a man came along and closed the park. They took away the swings and the roundabout. And they moved them to another park, which was right on the other side of town. And then they arrived with some lorries, cement mixers, and bulldozers. And then they started to build a big building right next to Mr. Patelli's shop. They built it higher and higher and higher. It was a big office block and made Mr. Patelli's shop look very small indeed. Well, on the other side, they built another big building. They built a supermarket. Now, a supermarket is a big shop that sells all sorts of different kinds of stuff.
Instead of going to the bakers for bread, the butchers for meat and the fishmongers for fish, people would go to the supermarket and buy all of these things together. Well, all this time Mr. Patelli wasn't feeling very happy at all because he wasn't getting any customers. The children didn't come in anymore because the park wasn't there, and people didn't buy their sweets here anymore because they just used to buy them in the supermarket along with everything else. People off the street didn't even pop in because they didn't notice Mr. Patelli's shop sandwiched in between these two huge buildings.
Well, the day came when Mr. Patelli had no customers all day, not one single one. So he said to himself, "Mamma mia, I'm going to have to move my shop and move back to Italy." So he gathered all the sweets he had left into a big box and took them to the children who used to come and play in the playground. On his way back, it was getting a bit dark, and the office block and the supermarkets looked quite dark too, and empty. Well, Mr. Patelli was about to lock his door for the very last time when someone came running up behind him. He said, "Excuse me, Mr. Patelli, have you got anything to eat? I've been working for hours in the office over there, and I'm working tonight. I haven't had anything to eat. There's nothing round here to buy. Could you give me something?"
Mr. Patelli said, "Well, I don't have anything. Wait, come into my shop and I'll make you a pizza." Well, the Italians make pizza very well indeed. It is a bread base with cheese and tomato and toppings and seasonings on it. And the man enjoyed his pizza so much that he asked Mr. Patelli if he'd come back some other time to have another piece. Mr. Patelli said, "Well, of course, come back any time." This gave Mr. Patelli an idea. He said to himself, "I will close my shop, I'll open the restaurant." And that's exactly what he did.
The very next morning, Mr. Patelli went out and he bought tables and chairs. He put them on the pavement outside of his shop. He bought a new blind for his window, and new lights, and put them all around his window. Mr. Patelli's restaurant was so successful that people from all over town came just to try his pizzas. So every evening, when the office block and the supermarket were shutting their doors, Mr. Patelli opened his door, turned on his lights, and served his customers.
It's time for us to go now.
Perhaps you'd like to listen to the noises around you.
You can see if they remind you of any musical instrument.
Or perhaps you can make a shop out of bits and pieces.
Goodbye, till tomorrow.